Hi guys, this is a follow-up video to the chili verde chicken nachos that's already up, so be sure and check that video out. Here in this video, I'm going to show you how to make your own homemade nacho cheese sauce. It's a fairly easy recipe, however, you have to make sure that the dairy you're using in this recipe is the right temperature. I had to make this sauce over and over again until I realized that it was something going on with the temperatures between the cheese and the milk. So I figured it out and I got a product that I was happy with to share, because I'm telling you, y'all almost didn't get this video. I almost told you to go buy some nacho cheese. But I realized that a lot of people can't eat processed foods and a lot of us are trying to stay away from certain canned items. So I at least wanted to show you how to make your own nacho cheese sauce, and I hope you like it. The recipe starts out with 3 tablespoons of melted butter over medium heat, and then I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And we're going to cook this for about 3 minutes or so until that raw flour is cooked and nice and smooth. So after we get our roux all nice and smooth, now we're going to add our cold milk right out of the fridge. That's fine. Don't preheat this milk. Don't put it over, a low heat. Cold milk is fine. This was one of the steps where I kept messing up. I kept preheating my milk like I was making a macaroni and cheese sauce, and it's kind of different. So make sure in this case, go ahead and just use cold milk out the fridge. You'll be fine. Now I'm just going to make sure that the milk and the roux is nice and combined, and I'm just going to turn up the heat a little bit to medium-high just so it can come up to a boil, and then we'll move from there. In the meantime, let me show you my double boiler. I have a pot on the stove which has a water level of about right there, and I brought it up to a boil and then I turned it down to low, and then I placed the glass bowl on top. That's where our cheese is going to hang out. So now that our bechamel sauce, that's basically what we've made now, has come up to a boil, turn it off. Turn off the heat, give it a nice stir. It's nice and thick now. We can give it a final stir to make sure it's nice and smooth, and then we're going to season it. We're going to add some kosher salt and a little bit of cayenne pepper. Throughout the process, you guys probably noticed me switching back and forth from a whisk to a wooden spoon. That was just comfortable for me because the whisk made sure everything was nice and smooth. So, do what works for you and whatever you're comfortable with. One thing's for sure, making your own cheese sauce, you know what's in it, and you don't have to worry about preservatives or stabilizers in the cheese or processed cheese. Now this cheese is the block sharp cheddar cheese that I grated myself in the food processor, and then after that I just let it come to room temperature. If you buy cheese that's already pre-shredded in the bag, you want to be careful because those cheeses have an outside coating or some sort of preservative on them that keeps the cheese nice in the bag. But when you use it in sauces, sometimes you'll end up with a product that's kind of gritty, so you need to be aware of that. The shreds from my food processor were kind of large, so some of them were still kind of melting, but that was fine. I just added it onto the bowl. Now, if you decide to use a crock pot to keep your cheese warm, please be aware that sometimes, even on a low setting, that it will continue to cook the cheese and it may become overly stiff or even burn. So this is just a more gentle way of keeping your cheese nice and hot while it's being served. So now all you have to do is just pour your cheese over your nachos. These are the chicken chili verde nachos in the previous video. Be sure and check that out. And eat them right away. Don't make your plate and then go sit them down and eat it right away. Thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate it when you guys come spend time with me. Don't forget, these recipes and others can be found at gdseasoning.com.